This podcast episode is brought to you by the Canine Cooperative, an exclusive community of dog owners where you can find me live every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. to talk all things dogs. Find us online at vermontdogboardingandbehavior.com/cooperative. Enjoy the show.
Time again for Talking Dogs with Ian Grant, owner of Vermont Dog Boarding and Behavior, VFW Drive Hyde Park. It's the show that delves into the training, socializing, behavior, nutrition, and wellness of your dog. And brought to you by Guy's Farm and Yard, with locations in Morrisville, Montpelier, Williston, and St. Albans. And we're back with the trainer, Ian Grant, and this week, letting your dog out of the crate. Now, we really have to do a whole show on that. I mean, let me take care of the show for you.
Have at it.
Open the door.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Well, that's it for this week.
Let's wrap it up.
Now, when you say letting your dog out of the crate, there's more to it than just meets the eye, so to speak.
Yeah, because what I hear a lot of is when, obviously we're going to assume that the dog has been crate trained. So this isn't a dog that's, struggling mightily just to even be inside of the crate.
It knows the rules.
It knows the rules. However, most of the time it doesn't know the rules of how to come out of the crate. And this is a big deal because this is usually some sort of reunion time, if you will, meaning, you've crated your dog, you've run some errands, or you went somewhere, you've come back, your dog's in the crate. Most of the time what I hear from my clients is that the dog is very excited. They just walk over, they open up the door, and the dog takes off like a rocket ship out of the crate.
Right.
And then it's either heading to the door to go out of to the bathroom, or all of a sudden your living room is now the new playground and it gets to jump up on anything and everything at the same time.
So it's a little bit too excited.
Yeah, it's a little too much for my liking personally.
Well, maybe some people don't mind it.
Yeah. But. And I will preface this by saying this is that so Fitz and May, two of my three dogs, are actually crated at night. When I let them out in the morning, I want everybody to understand that this is not robotic, and I'm not doing this without letting them have some sort of personality, because you guys we haven't seen each other all night. It's been a while. So I'm not looking at this to be where the dog has to just take each step one at a time and be robotic in slow motion.
You don't want it to be too structured.
No. This is where I'm not like, this isn't the end of the world kind of thing. But we do have to slow down this process of this rocket ship mentality.
I know, and we've talked about that in past shows about keeping your dog's kind of emotions in check. So what is the proper way of releasing your dog from the crate?
To me, when I walk over to the crate, if the dog is super excited and it's bouncing around inside like a lottery ball, I'm actually just going to ignore the dog and just go out and do about my business, whatever I need to do at that time, and wait for that mind to settle down. What I'm truly looking for is what I call calm cooperation. Just, we need to work together here, but I need your brain to settle down, come down out of the clouds.
And how long are you going to give them to do that?
As long as it takes.
So how long could that be?
It could be 5 minutes. It could be 45 minutes. It depends on the dog. And so when they finally settle down, I'll walk over to the crate. If they start to ramp back up again, I walk away. So what I'm teaching is that there is a consequence, that if you do get too excited, it actually makes me walk away when I know you so desperately want me near you.
Right.
And so then the process starts where I will open the door. If they start to bolt out, I'm shutting the door. And so then they learn again, the consequence of me bolting out means the door shuts again. And so this pattern gets repeated over and over again to teach the dog that the only way that you can come out is for the door to be wide open, for you to be sitting down patiently, and then I'll invite you to come out. And that will start the process of slowing things down. And then you'll have to do this, day after day, week after week to slow them down.
Yeah, eventually they'll get it, though. Do you verbalize anything at all?
I don't, because for me, in my experience, what I found is with very, very excited dogs, a lot of times they have some sort of release word in their vocabulary that we've given them or the owner has given them, whether it's okay, go ahead, you're free, something that releases them. And what happens too with a release word is that there has been anticipation that's building and building. So how do we get a calm brain when we have all this anticipation going on? And so instead of inviting them out with a word, I might just reach in, just grab their collar and give it the smallest little tug towards you, just to let them know, okay, this is how I'm going to do it.
This is the pace.
Yeah, so I'm going to do it first with my actions. rather than with my voice, because I don't want them to just listen for that magical word that says rocket ship time.
Right. That's what you want to, because then you're giving mixed messages in a way.
Yeah, and a lot of times what I find too is that there's just too much chatter with our dogs as far as commands are concerned, meaning we're going to say stay 12 times, we're going to say sit 12 times. Let's just quiet down a little bit so we can function on this calmer level and then communicate much easier, especially during a time of super high levels of excitement.
Right. But there's no potential of this lasting all day.
No, especially, ideally you should be out walking your dog. You should be active with them. And so getting them out of the crate shouldn't last all day by any means. If it's taking more than a half an hour to 45 minutes, then we have to look at expending energy elsewhere to help us out with the crate stuff.
All right, so disregard my message at the very beginning. Open the door.
Yes.
Please pay attention to what we said after the fact.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Back with our question from the doggy bag in just a moment here on Talking Dogs.
Are you looking for a way to save money on dog training? Look no further. The Canine Cooperative is my exclusive community of dog owners that are learning about leash handling, body language, and the building blocks of dog psychology. Join today and use coupon code SAVE50 at checkout and get 50% off your first month. For less than $10, you can start training your dog today to get the results you've always wanted. This offer is only available for a limited time, so don't wait. Click on the SAVE50 link in the show notes to end the struggle of dealing with unwanted behaviors. Don't forget to tell your friends and family about this amazing deal. Thanks for listening and happy training.
Back with Talking Dogs with Ian Grant from Vermont Dog Boarding and Behavior, VFW Drive Hyde Park. Check out his website, vermontdogboardingandbehavior.com, for more information about what he does and also have access to our shows as well. Question this morning, Ian, is my dog will lunge at other dogs during a walk, and no matter what I say, he won't listen. Is there anything I can do? Well, you have to set new rules, I guess, right?
Yeah, rules and boundaries. But the other part of this, too, is as we were joking about letting the dog out of the crate and it zipping around the house, that's a high level of excitement. This, when we're lunging at other dogs on the walk, this is even higher than that. And what happens is when dogs are reacting at such an extreme level, they can't hear anything. It's like the earmuffs are on and they don't pay attention to anything. So honestly, what I see that normally happens is when a dog lunges like that, the owner starts yelling and screaming to get the dog's attention, when in actuality, we're just joining in on the fun.
Yeah, so they're just putting more fuel to the fire.
They are, and that what was a candle is now an inferno of reactivity. And so in these situations, I would actually practice walking in places where you can be further away from dogs to be able to find that happy distance where your dog can actually hear you and can actually not lunge at other dogs. And that distance is totally up to the dog. It could be 50 yards. It could be, 200 yards. But finding a place, like the rec path in Stowe, there's places where you can get way off the path so that you can sit your dog down and watch from a distance other dogs passing. That's what the dog needs to see, and that gives you a chance. As you, said right at the very beginning, we have to establish some rules here that kind of behavior isn't allowed.
Yeah, so they're lunging out of excitement, I would assume, because of the. I guess that's one thing, but
and
it could be other things too.
It could be excitement, it could be fear, it could be aggression for some reason or another. Yeah. But regardless, it's a behavior that we want to get rid of.
Right. If you have a question for Ian, you can email him directly to info@vermontdogboardingandbehavior.com. Next week, how your breathing influences your dog's behavior. Really?
Should we cue the spa music?
Oh, man. Or, ugh. Yeah. So, and what do you mean by that, just briefly?
You will be quite surprised as to the feedback that I've been getting when talking with my clients about their breathing and the dog's breathing and what we're seeing. It's pretty amazing.
Huh. Okay. I always learn something with this show. 6+ years, there is not a topic that is not untouchable.
This is true.
And this is something. Here on Talking Dogs with Ian Grant, brought to you by Guys Farm and Yard, with locations in Morrisville, Montpelier, Williston, and St. Albans. And for the trainer Ian Grant, I'm Roland LaJoy, and we are Talking Dogs.